Hello everyone and welcome to Dutch Greybeard. Back in January and February this year I bought 19 books by Robin Hobb. The complete 16-book series of The Realm of the Elderlings plus the books in the Farseer Trilogy. I was very confident to do this because of the more or less unanimously positive opinions on her writing on BookTube. Especially when many readers praise her writing style and character work, it was an easy decision for me to purchase this many books by an author I don't know. Many times during my journey through fantasy, I stood in front of my TBR bookcase and took out her books, eager to start reading them. But every time I put them back again because I favored another book to start reading. Reading another huge series next to The Wheel of Time didn't really appeal to me. Now, 10 months later, I can see light at the end of the Wheel of Time tunnel, with only 3 more books to go. Moreover, I figured that The Realm of the Elderlings is conveniently divided into different arcs of 3 or 4 books. So the 16 books can be read as separate trilogies that are set in the same world. This convinced me to pick up Assassin's Apprentice last week, the first book in the Farseer Trilogy. And I want to share with you my experience of reading the much anticipated Robin Hobb for the very first time. I will keep this video spoiler-free until the closing remarks. There I will reveal one spoiler, but don't worry, I'll warn you well ahead of time. This novel is a coming-of-age story about a boy who initially doesn't even have a name. He is the bastard son of Prince Chivalry. His caretaker, Burrich, is fair but harsh with him. He calls the boy Fitz, a name that sticks. Later on, Prince Verity, the brother of Chivalry, will name him Fitz Chivalry Farseer. With a few ups and many downs, Fitz grows into adulthood, learning a great deal of the political intrigue within a royal family. Fitz vows to serve King Shrewd, and in secret he's tutored in the arts of the assassins. His apprenticeship and his education in the skill, some sort of magic that bridges thoughts from person to person, takes Fitz into new places and many dangers. I love Hobb's mastery and poetic use of language in sentences like this one. Sheaves of fever-gone hay, waiting to sweeten a forepeak, mingle scents with crates of hard melons. Also, I admire her very accurate description of someone's mood. Here are 2 examples. She said, not harshly nor kindly. The same sort of noise a gardener might make over a seed potato that had a bit of blight on it. No, Shade shook his head angrily. A bear bothered by bees. From the outer islands, red ships regularly raid the coastal villages of the 6 duchies. They take hostages, who then are forged. This means that their minds are somehow stripped of their humanity. They live on as animals. The out-islanders and this forging remain somewhat of a mystery, which no doubt will be dealt with in one of the upcoming books. When Fitz is confronted with forged people, he thinks, how could there be folk in that village and a simple morning breeze in the same world? Beautiful. Most of the characters are written with very realistic depth and detail, something that Hobb rightfully receives praise for all over BookTube. Still, I found that some of the characters are a bit black and white. The reader instantly understands who belongs to the bad and who is inherently good. Also, I didn't find all the action, or lack thereof, always logical. For sake of spoilers, I will not give examples here. But at times I couldn't quite understand why some of the characters did what they did. Perhaps some of these unsatisfactory storylines will be resolved later on. But on the whole, Assassin's Apprentice is a very enjoyable read, and Hobb's writing also stirs my own writing muscles to come into action. This book is an inspiration. Even though the first 2/3 of the novel is a bit slow-paced, there is still very much going on, most certainly between the lines. But the last third builds up to a finale that is simply amazing. For the final 150 pages, it was impossible to put the book down. Good writing and a killer story. What more can this reader want? I will illustrate my admiration for her writing with one example, which will contain spoilers. So before going into that, I'll reveal my rating for this first Hobb book. Mainly thanks to her beautiful writing and the exhilarating ending, I give this book a solid 90 out of 100. Spoiler! As a young boy, Fitz has his dog, Nosy. Unknowingly, he is using the wit, another form of magic in which a human can connect with an animal. For instance, Fitz uses Nosy's sense of smell on several occasions. Burrich finds out about Fitz's wit with Nosy and angrily takes his dog away from him. Burrich is afraid that Fitz may lose his control and turn into an animal himself. No doubt the wit is somehow related to forging, but we'll find out later on probably. Fitz thinks that Burrich has killed Nosy. At the end of the book, it turns out that Burrich has given Nosy to Rurisk, a prince in Jampe, a city in the Mountain Kingdom. Fitz and Nosy meet again, but Nosy's new master is Rurisk now. After Rurik has died, Nosy tells Fitz, "He left me. It hurts." This is followed by Fitz's own statement, "Man cannot grieve as dogs do. We should be grateful for that." Some 15 pages later, it is explained that Nosy has saved Fitz from certain drowning at the cost of his own life. Nosy was dead. I believe he gave his life freely, recalling that we had been good to one another when we were puppies. Men cannot grieve as dogs do, but we grieve for many years. These are the closing words of the novel just before the epilogue. Stunningly beautiful, the way Hobb comes full circle here. Thank you very much for watching this video. Until we meet again at Dutch Greybeard.